So every other week we will do these meetings. We'll go over a few things as far as what we saw from the practice games for this, what we've seen on video, and then just other concerns that we have. So if you're a class official, we will sign in here at the end, so you will get the hours worth of credit. If you're paid, you will also sign in, and then you will follow Mr. Twigger downstairs, and he will clock you in and out, so you will get credit. If you are a paid official, you will go downstairs into our office. If you don't know where it is, you're going to find that out shortly. You will always clock in there and clock out there, so we have you in and out. If you are a paid official, you go into that room back there, and you get clock in and out of what we call Dudley's office, and there'll be a laptop in there. The supervising staff should be able to help you out. If for some reason that computer is down, they will take care of it, and they will let me know. So. A few reminders, we have the quizzes will go out tomorrow. Mr. Rubin has made those. He'll be in the office tomorrow. They will be due next Wednesday at noon. The schedule for this week has come out. Has anybody had any trouble logging on to Do Sports Easy that has access to Do Sports Easy? All right, because I know there was 1 or 2 people that have been emailing me all day today. That schedule will come out Friday at probably right around noon. You'll get an email from me saying the schedule has been published. So if you need time off, go ahead and request that time off or go in and paint it out. If you don't know how to do it, you need to stop by our office tomorrow because I'm making out the schedule tomorrow evening or tomorrow at about 4. So please get those in. We will publish it on Friday. So if you do get scheduled, you're responsible for those shifts. If you need to get a shift covered, feel free to reply all on the emails I send out, and please take my name off of it because I don't need a bunch of different emails of you corresponding with somebody. So go ahead and reply all, take my name off of it, and ask for a sub. I don't know if you can get the phone numbers off Do Sports Easy yet, but the best way is probably email or asking when you work a shift. Some other things that we do in Campus Rec is we do a leadership series. The first one, we're going to talk about budgeting, bank accounts, and credit cards. Basically, it's an opportunity for you to be a better, well-rounded person and not just what you learn as a sports official or a supervisor or anything like that. So I will be talking about making a budget, sticking to a budget, bank accounts, and how credit cards can hurt if you start charging stuff. So I will go through that. It's basically to help you out personally. Email me if you're interested, and I'll share the link with you. I'll also send something out later today or tomorrow. But that is February 5th and February 8th at 5 o'clock. If you work the 5:45 shift, don't worry. You'll be out in time to get to your shift because these are only about 45 minutes long. So feel free to sign up for those. We do give away some free stuff there as well, so that's how we entice you. You get incentive points and kudos. The next thing is if you're interested in becoming a supervisor. Those applications went out. They are due next Friday. Next Friday. So what you'll do is you bring those into our office by 5 o'clock. At 5:01, the door's locked and people are gone, and we will not accept them. So you're sitting in this room. You're eligible to become a supervisor. I highly suggest bringing in an application, with the application, a resume and a cover letter. If you don't know how to make a resume or cover letter, go to the Career Center over in the Union. There's some great people over there that can help you out and can help you get started. If this is your first job ever, they'll work with you on that. But we ask for that because we want to make sure that the next time you take the next step, your resume and cover letter are a little bit better and a little bit better after that. So if you're interested in becoming a supervisor, the applications are out. You will train this spring to become a supervisor next fall. So if you're a graduating senior, unfortunately you're ineligible, but if you're able to work next year, we will take you on if you complete the process. Basically, you turn in the application, we review them, set up interviews. You interview with myself, Danny, Laura, and a few of the supervisors, and we'll ask you a couple different questions. So we prefer business casual. Don't come in jeans or cut off shorts and a tank top. We've had that. That person did not make it. So at least business casual, what you see Danny or I wearing right now. Here's some resources if you ever need to call our office. 962 play. If for some reason you're playing intramural sports and we're outside and you want to find out the weather hotline, it's up there. Being indoors, we will not cancel indoor sports, so you don't have to worry about the weather hotline. But I put it up there because if you do play outdoor sports, I have sent this link out for the officials website that has all of our material on it. And starting tomorrow, it'll have the recording of this as well as the PowerPoint. So any of the videos that we have will be put up there and you'll be able to watch them if you so choose. And then I put our Facebook page up there. Questions on that? All right, so now we're getting to reminders of practice games and different things that we want to see. So my first question is to you. How'd practice games go? How many are still like, I'm still scared crapless to go out there? Don't be afraid to put your hand up. That's all right. You put your hand down. So, what are some of the things that concern you or you need to work, you think you need to be better on? Yeah.
Like confidence in like blowing the whistle and owning up to your call. Because like sometimes you see a call and you're not really sure if you're going to blow the whistle, and by that time you're already a half second too late. You can't call it.
So see the play start, develop, and finish, and then do I put air in the whistle? So start, develop, finish, decide. And then if you decide too late, it's ball's going the other way, and you're like, God, I missed that travel or I missed that foul. What else? You worked for me last year. What else would you have?
Don't be afraid to blow it. If you see it and you think it's a foul, blow the whistle.
Call it.
It gives you time to rest. Hey, lazy ref tactic. It gives you time to rest. It slows the game down. Clock's moving.
I'm glad you learned something from last year. I really am. Call fouls. You don't have to officiate while the clock's running. I officiate high school. That clock stops. It's not fun for me. But you're right. If you call it and you miss it, what happens if you miss a call?
You get mad. All I can do is say, you missed it. And you're just like, well, I'm the ref. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, next time.
You get a next time. If you miss a call, you miss a call. And you know how many calls I missed last night? A bunch. I can tell you that right now. We had a lot of calls that we may have missed. If you do, there's calls I called and I'm like, travel. Tell you a story. So last night, I'm working with a guy that I've worked with for a long time. He comes up, he pops a foul, I'm on the other side, and I call a violation. He looks at me and he goes like this, and I have my hand open like this. He looks and points at me, and I call travel, and he's like, "Do-do-do-do-do-do." He starts coming at me. He looks at me and I go, "Did you have a push into the travel?" He goes, "Yeah." He looks around, he goes, "Just call the travel." I'm like, "Brian, if you want to call the foul, we'll call the foul." And he called travel and he walks away. So I called travel. I was like, he's now mad at me. She traveled, but she got pushed into the travel. I look at him at halftime, I was like, "Are you mad at me for this?" He goes, "No, I just forgot a number." So we went with the travel. So we missed something because he points at me, I called travel, and he's like, no, that's wrong. He goes, "I just didn't have the number." I was like, I sure as hell didn't know who called the foul. But so if you do have that, it happens. And we had a brain fart moment. Our third come in and said, "I had the number if you'd have missed it." But just remember that. You can make mistakes. You had your hand up in the back. What'd you have?
Oh, I was just going to say, calling the difference between on-floor fouls, because like sometimes they have like the guiding arm out there, and then sometimes they start being like, and so then you got to call it when it gets to that point, you know.
I say it's better to call it early and then back off of it. If you're like, I think it's a foul, put air in the whistle. Because what's going to happen at halftime, for those of you that have worked with me, halftime and at the end of the game, what happens?
They talk to you, tell you to call more what you missed.
Yeah, we're going to come out and we're going to talk to you. We're going to evaluate you. So they're going to be like, "Hey, I think you may have missed this," or "Hey, you're doing this well. Hey, keep doing this." I can tell you right now, as new officials, it's probably going to be more of the, "Hey, I think you need to work on this," or "Hey, you need to look at this." If you listen to the players, they're going to tell you where the fouls are going to happen. Watch them down low. They're pushing on us. Watch the hand checking out top. Thank you. I will watch that. And let your partners know. Had that all last night. Hey, they're getting the elbows out underneath. They're pinning us. They're setting illegal screens. All right, I'll watch the off-ball stuff. They're going to tell you what's going to happen. Just listen to them. So, a couple of things that we always see. Crisp, sharp whistles and mechanics. A whistle that's probably isn't so good. You laugh, it happens. But something, you put a lot of air in it, and you put your hand up like this or like this, even if you're 100% wrong, and you sell the crap out of it, they'll be like, all right, they saw it. You might get a little pushback. But if you have good whistle and good mechanics, that's going to solve probably 80% of your problems out there. You go to the table and you're like, White, 23, hit, 2 shots. Pretty confident. I may be 50-50 on the call, but when I go to the table, I sell the living crap out of it. Especially if they're really mad. I get into it a little bit. So just remember that, good crisp mechanics. If you're confident with your calls, they're going to believe you a little bit more. Communication, know each other's name. Why?
It looks bad if you go, hey you.
Hey you doesn't, there's a lot of yous out on the floor. What else? Why else?
Like we just look bad as a group if we're not talking, if we're not on the same page.
Yeah.
You can tell them to move if they need to move.
If they're in the wrong position, you can tell them to move. What'd you have?
I was just gonna say, like, everyone, all three have to work together, so if you don't communicate with each other, it's not gonna flow right.
We come up the floor. I was going in to lead. My partner was in trail, and then my other partner coming up and lead right beside me. I just looked at him and I said, Brian. He looked at me and he knew what he had to do. If I was like, hey, other official, it doesn't look so good, right? So being able to communicate. The other thing to communicate is with people on the floor. Watch these two. They're pushing after the whistle. Now what is everybody doing? Watching these two people. Even their teammates are like, would you stop? And it also tells them, hey, I'm watching you. We had that last night. We had a couple butt heads on our game. Went up the floor. It got quiet. I said, these two. Gold 5, white 5. I didn't do anything. Now they're backing away from each other. It's a useful tactic. You said you had a couple scuffles last night? Greek night. If you worked last night, it was Greek night. Welcome to intramural sports. Thank you for working last night. It's not always the easiest. What?
Those are fun.
They can be fun. Those are competitive. But you know what? If you have 2 idiots on the floor, these two right here, you're 10. But if they're going back and forth, we had a kid last night, and I told these guys, kid passed the ball away, and he goes like this, right in his face. I was like, all right, strike 1. Kid gets the ball back, he gets back down, passes it away, and he goes, ball goes the other way, they steal it, comes back down, goes out of bounds. I said, you clap in the kid's face one more time, you're going to be sitting next to your coach because I'm going to give you a technical. And then you're going to explain why you're sitting next to your coach. Oh, my bad. Talk to players. They're doing something stupid, let them know. You can tell them, hey, knock it off. I like using my voice. I like trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. But if they do something stupid, 2-arm push, we've got to go get it. Reporting fouls. What do we do when we report fouls? What's the order? Color.
Whether the basket goes in or not first.
Count the basket if it goes in. Color, number,
Foul.
what the foul is,
And then shooting spot, and how many shots.
what's going to happen next. We teach one-handed reporting here. High school is now going to two-hand. So, but if I tell you this, it looks like 23 to you, it looks like 32 to me. White, 23, push, 2 shots or spot. I can tell you right now, if you call a hand check and you call an and one on a hand check or a shooting foul on a hand check, that's a push. It just looks bad. Hand checks happen out top. Pushes happen on their way to the bucket. How many of you sat inside the scorer's box at any point during training? How tough is it to hear? Who worked last night? How tough do you think it's to hear if you have Greek A over here and Greek B over here and they're all going nuts? Really tough, right? You've got to be loud. You've got to make sure you have a presence. Because what's not happening when you're reporting a foul?
They're not here.
You're not working hard, right? You're taking your time, as I call it, time off. Because the clock's running. You're getting paid to not do a whole lot. But guess what? You're the center of attention. White, 23, push, 2 shots. Again, builds confidence, shows them that you know what you're doing. This team may go nuts, and this team may be happy. It all happens. So just remember that. That's different things that we talk about when we do this. We will keep adding to this. You will get pre-shift meetings. I haven't made it up yet, so you may not get one tonight. But tomorrow you'll have one. Next week you'll have one. Listen to these. It's because it's common things that are happening every night. I can tell you, those two will probably always be on it, at least for the first 3 weeks. If your partner's struggling, what can you do to help them out? Talk to him.
No, like I
How would you talk to him?
don't know, during a timeout, dead ball,
Dead ball, timeout.
near each other.
They put air in the whistle, and that's a good call. Hey, that was a good call. I had the same thing. Because when people start arguing, hey, I thought it was a good call. I had it. Or if you have a double whistle. What do you do if you have a double whistle and your partner's having a tough game?
I refer to them.
You let them have it. Especially if they haven't put air in the whistle a couple times. If you're all over the court, you're like, boom, foul here, boom, foul here, boom, foul here. He finally goes, I got this one. You let him have it. I know Matt doesn't do it. That's why I can pick on him.
He does that all the time.
But if you have that, hey, go take it. Good foul in white 15. Tell them who it is because they're probably like, I have no idea. Hey, good foul in white 15. Take it to the table. Then if they go to the table and lose who it is, at least you told them. Now you can go help them out. You laugh. It'll happen. As I said, my partner lost a foul last night. We're like, we're going to travel. So just remember that. This week's going to be a little bit of a struggle. This next week's going to be a little bit of a struggle. But as you get into it and as you get comfortable, it'll get better. People are like, I just don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I can do it. It'll get better. There's a reason there's 4 supervisors on any given shift. They're there to help you out. They will be there to evaluate you. So, next thing I need you to do, we're going to play a game called Kahoot It. You're ineligible. You're ineligible. Sorry.
The rules?
You're ineligible, your supervisors. So, there are 2 $20 gift cards, a book bag, 3 shirts, and a pair of shorts. The winner gets their pick of this. We will give the rest of it away through random number generator at the end, so you still have a chance to win it. So, what you need to do is you need to go to Kahoot.it.
I'm not.
So you go to Kahoot.it and enter the game pin that's going to hopefully pop up here in just a second. Sweet music that I got with this too.
This comes with everything.
Uh-oh. I thought we went down.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah, I got you.
You see what the gang put?
What did the gang put? Little gang? What'd you put? Twig?
I put to it.
Wait, what? Oh, you look great.
Wait, so are you?
All right, is everybody in?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
You guys all in the back? Yeah. All right. So what'll happen? This is like buzz time
play.
at the bar. The quicker you answer, the more points you get.
Phone doesn't register it.
If you don't have internet connection, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle.
I can never win.
All right, so here we go. You get 8 questions. You got to read the question, and then the answers will pop up. How long is an overtime period for us? It'll come up with a couple different colors. 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5, or first basket wins. I wish we played sudden death. Wait on one person.
That one.
It's not working.
Not working? That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I'll give it up. 3 minutes.
I just repped it overtime.
We didn't have it.
We didn't have overtime, but it could have went to overtime. All right, so it's 3 minutes. How many timeouts do they get in that overtime period? 1. What if it goes, what?
They get +1.
No, it's not +1, it's 1. So if we go to a second overtime, they still only get one, they only get 1 timeout. What happens to all the fouls? They continue over. So if you hit the 4th overtime there and shooting 2 foul shots, we're going to shoot 2 the rest of the time. All right. Q. All right, well, here we go. True or false? The top of the backboard is out of bounds. Thin strip across the top. True or false?
I thought it wrong. That's why I wasn't up. Yes!
I didn't click true on it.
Did you read it right? It is false. It is not out of bounds. Why?
Because it's not.
It's got to go over the top. Or
Get registered.
It's like, it's got hits under, like, you know how the goal like hangs down? If it's that like rope coming down, isn't that?
that is out of bounds. So any supporting structure, the ceiling, or if it goes over the top. It can hit the top, it's fine, but if it hits anything supporting or goes over top. All right, Corey's back in the lead barely. All right, question 3. What is this signal? It'll pop up and it'll give you 4 choices.
I don't know. That's what I want to hear.
Intentional foul. What classifies an intentional foul?
Not going for the ball.
Not going for the ball? What's that? It would essentially, yeah, but we don't have, we're not like the NBA where we'd go shoot, like they would get whatever.
They just truck a person.
They just truck a person. Basically, they don't play the ball. Or if they're going for a layup, they undercut their legs, not playing the ball. That's the biggest thing.
Okay, if they're like at the end, if they're like literally like foul, foul, foul.
That's not intentional.
Okay.
A foul to stop the clock, as long as it's one of these where it's just like, foul, hey, I'm trying to foul. I'm not calling that intentional. They wrap them up by the waist, I'd think about it.
Okay.
Uh-oh. What points need to be across the division line in order for front court status to be obtained? The ball and 2 feet.
No.
What'd you say? Nope. 2 feet and the ball is the way we taught it. Teams will shoot 1-on-1 bonus in 2 shots at how many free throws?
I went to training. I learned things.
7 and 10. A lot of people put 5 and 7 and 7 and 9. The 7th team foul, we shoot 1-on-1. The 10th team foul, we shoot 2. And they'll let you know that on the board. Twigs on fire. True or false, players allowed to sub after a made basket.
Oh no, I didn't mean to put that one.
It is false. If the ball is dead, meaning after a free throw they can sub, but normally when the ball is live they cannot. By 2 points. All right, second to last. What is this signal?
It took too much to read.
It is not tripping. There is no signal for tripping. To hold or hit. That would be a kick violation. Don't go out there and be like you tripped him. That doesn't happen. All right. By 5. Free throws are shot for offensive fouls. True or false? I should have switched this one up.
When you're trying too hard to say.
A second, please. Are you kidding? So close.
Would that be you?
I'll take that.
No, it's this man right here. What would you like?
I'll take the bag.
What?
I'll take the bag.
All right, there you go. All right, so there's still money up for grabs. We still got a little bit left here. I've got a few plays. All right. So, it's that fresh. All right, so what we got here is we're going to go through 9 plays. And we're going to talk about them. Hey, stick with me. We're going to talk about the 9 plays. They're from games that I've had this year. Some are right calls, some are wrong calls, some are no calls. And I want you to talk me through these plays. So, The first one that we're going to talk about is an opening tip. So you see here, when it comes back, my partner right here, we froze. We don't know who had it. All right, we know we're staying this way. So my partner comes here, you look at me and I'm like, where are we going? Because I thought they were coming back at me. So my partner Lee lets him get the ball, then he scoots down. Brandon comes in. What I waited on was I was going to see where he was going. If he would have dropped down to lead, I'd have just popped out right back here. But since my U1 was right here, Lee was right here, he goes to lead on this side because he's closest to the baseline. So it's just one of these, we wait to figure out who has the ball, then we move. All right, next one. Can't remember which one this is. Ignore any volume on here because the whistle's way off on this. All right, so this first part, is this legal?
Yeah.
Landed on 2 feet. There's the foul. So this part right here is completely 100% legal. If you have that every day, that's good. The illegal part is right here. Who should have this whistle? You saying this guy right here or this guy?
Second one. Probably the guy right here. Honestly, he's like right at the best when he starts. I think
Because he can see it.
the guy underneath can see it right in front of his face. Yeah, the end of it is center.
You're right, Brandon's got a pretty good look, but if you divide this right down the middle of that basket, he's obviously on the right side. Technically, it's his call. So if this person has a whistle on it, let him have it. Now, we talked about the confidence thing. If Brandon hasn't had a whistle all game long, and Lee knows this, he's going to be like, you got it. Because Lee's got the same call. Coaches pick up if he hasn't called something in a long time. They pick up on that. So do players. They know you're not calling anything out there. They're going to look to way to get away with more and more and more. So if he knows that, he's going to let Brandon call it. But they have a good double whistle here. So legal jump stop that leads into a foul. So just remember that. Had he pivoted out of that, we'd have had a travel here. Or if he'd have come down with 2 different steps, we would have had a travel. I spent a lot of time at school and I'm going back a couple more times. Is this the right call? And if so, why?
His right foot landed before the ball.
He just stood up before he takes a step.
What'd you say?
He takes that step with his left foot, and then before he dribbles, he takes a step with his right foot.
Yeah, so right here, as soon as he picks up his left foot and doesn't put the ball to the ground, it's a travel. So you have to put the ball to the floor before that comes up. He doesn't have the ball to the floor when he's picking that one up. So it's a distinct advantage. So it's a travel. This coach is oblivious to his team actually getting the ball back. So just remember that. This is what I call the quick travel. If you miss this one, get it the next time. Don't worry, I'll show you when I missed, and I'll tell you why I missed it. Watch right, which one is this? Right here. Look who's right here.
That's what
Oh, when he was right about here, I was like, that's travel. Right about there, I was like, he took a couple steps on that one. Why do you think I may have missed this one?
it happens so quick. Because you're moving the 360 off his move.
Andy, you could have gotten that illegal screen and wouldn't have been.
Why do you think I may have missed this travel? I'll tell you why I missed it. What'd you say?
Looking at the other.
There's about 4 feet. So yes, I needed to back up a little bit. The play got on top of me. So I'm too close to this play. I should have been down here just a little bit. I need to give a little bit more distance. What else do you think why I may have missed this call? Where do you think I'm looking?
You're looking.
I'm looking at the defender. I wasn't really worried too much about a travel. This coach down here lit me up on this one. Rightfully so. I come back down, he goes, "You missed the travel." I said, "I did." You know what he did? Absolutely, I 100% missed that travel. Because right about there, I was like, he took a lot of steps in that one. So, I say time and place. This was sometime in the first half. I know both these coaches pretty well. And I was like, I missed it. He didn't argue with me. He's like, all right. Don't be afraid to use that line when you're dealing with players. Now what you don't want to do is, kid goes, and you're like, anybody else can help me out? Hey, I got run over down there. You sure did, and I missed the crap out of it. That's probably not the one, because that's pretty obvious. Kid takes a travel like this, and you miss this one. Hey, I missed the travel. Or somebody says they're getting a hand check or an arm bar. Hey, they're putting their hands on me. You're right, but you got by them. I played an advantage. I don't like playing soccer rules here, but if you go around them and there's contact, but you go to the bucket, I'm going to give you the bucket because I want to put air in the whistle, take my time off, sit you over here on the sideline, report my foul, come back, put the ball in play when you could have scored 2 points. You're right. They got you on the arm, but you went to the bucket. I gave you the bucket. Or you got around them. You played through it. You choose your words wisely. Because there are a lot of people that come to you, hey, they're forcing me out of here. You're right. You caught it. You passed it. And they made a layup. You made a layup. So know why they're mad. You'll see a lot of it. This one, Coach, I just missed it. I didn't tell him I was looking at the defensive player trying to see if he's going to reach in. I didn't tell him that. He doesn't need to know that. He just needs to know that I know I missed it. So, right here, you think there's a foul there? What? Somebody said absolutely what? You'd call that a foul?
That's what I said. They said it's reaching around. That's a poke.
That's a poke. Now, if that doesn't come out cleanly, he gets his arm, I call foul there. He gets that pretty cleanly. But what I show here, he has no idea who hit that ball out. I clearly know. I hope Brandon does as well. But I clearly see that this ball gets poked and nobody touches it. So help your partners out. If he would have went with white, I'd have come and told him or if he'd have went with blue, I'd have come and told him it was white. Because I'm 100% sure. If I was 50-50 and he went white, I was like, close enough for me and we're going to go down here. But if I'm 100% positive that nobody touched that on that way out, I'm going to go to him. So just remember that. He's looking for help. He's trying to sell it the other way. I obviously know better. So, all right, next play. Ignore the whistle. The timing is off on this. I would tell you I'm on the baseline and I'm the one that has the whistle on this. Do you have anything here? And if so, what do you think you have? Or what do you have? All right, so I heard a couple travels. Anybody have an out of bounds or a foul?
Out of bounds because white.
Guess what I had? Oh yeah, I had a foul on this one. Because I was completely wrong on this play. 100% wrong on this play right here. I got it on the kid on the backside here. I thought he went through his arm. I'm not afraid to show you when I make mistakes. Because they happen. I didn't have a travel here. I thought he was going through. I gave him the 2 steps like he was going in for a layup. So I didn't have a travel here. And I wasn't watching his feet. That's what his responsibility is. So I was watching the torso and the upper body. And when he blocks this shot, I was like, looks like a foul. Rule of thumb that I would go by. If they get the ball first right here and marginal contact happens, I'd probably let it go. Well, I say I probably. You should probably let it go. I, on the other hand, am going to call a foul on the kid. But if there's marginal contact right here, just give it to him out of bounds. He retains the ball. I don't put him on the line. Away we go. This coach is happy down on this end. All right, show you another play. Don't want, this isn't what it's right here. Do you have a foul?
He kind of like, he goes into him as the defender's coming down with his punching. So like,
Okay, my question.
back on the ground 100% in position yet. He runs into him.
Okay, what'd you have?
I said he initiated the contact. The offensive player went into him.
You're right, if you watch this, what does this defender do wrong? Does he do anything wrong?
I mean, he hunches over slightly, but he regains.
What I like about this play is he jumps, which is completely legal. It don't have to be perfectly straight up, I'll give you a little bit. But you're right, the offensive player initiates the contact. I think this is a great no call. He can kind of see through it. I'm looking through the backside, he's looking through the backside, so it's tough. But what I didn't see, when the player jumped, I didn't see this. So I'll give him this. I'll let you, you're allowed to jump. Principle of verticality. You can jump in the air, even if you get hit. If I hit you in the stomach, what's your natural reaction? Go over like that, right? So yeah, if he gets hit on this play, right? You could argue, oh, his hands aren't straight up. All right, I put it the freeze frame on you. But White initiates most of this contact. And it's tough because Brandon's looking through players, I'm looking through players, and Lee's looking through players. But I still think we got the call right. So if he or she goes straight up, let them take a little bit of contact. Now, if the offensive player goes in and then shoots, probably have an offensive foul. This happens a lot out here. This, we should have a no call on every time. All right, watch this play. It's going to happen right here. I'll give you two one more time.
We have a call here. Did the whistle pull up? Flop? Did you call flop?
All right, so.
Oh, wait, it looks like
Kid's got my 60 pounds.
Who do you think should have this call?
I mean, anyone.
Him or him? Or him? This is me.
Not you.
Yeah, either one. I think either one.
I'm thinking
They both have clear lanes.
All of the above.
You said, what did you just say?
They both have like clear visual lanes to the play.
He can see space and he can see space. So they both have a good look at this. You know what I'm looking at? This. I'm looking right through this kid's back. You know what happens? I made this call. Don't do this signal.
Yep. Oh.
I was about 2 seconds late on this. Correct call, but don't make that. Don't be like and go like this. That's not the mechanic. It's this. Do as I say, not as I do. So I show this clip because you'll be able to hear the whistle. Bam! Contact happens.
Hey, you gotta get into it when that happens. That's like
Oh, I know. But look at this guy right here. He's like, okay. Play good defense. Hey, Mike, call it. He's wondering what the hell's going on. Now, here's what I asked. Because when I made this call, I was like, I have no idea. But I knew two things had happened here. It looked like the kid lowered his shoulder to go through the kid, and that kid went flying. And I was like, that ain't right. Boop. And that's why I went about 2 seconds late. It is a very, very, very late whistle. But I know that this kid was playing decent defense. I got some grief down on this end, and I was like, send me the video. Obviously, I got the video, and I was like, I'm right. Which the conversation at halftime was, no call. He thought the kid flopped. He thought it was a great charge call. I asked him, I said, why didn't you put a whistle on it?
What did he say?
And he goes, oh. I was like, I mean, the dude's on the ground. I mean, he just goes to and through him. Lowers his shoulder, puts him on the ground. If we have that, we've got to have a whistle. We had a couple plays last night where players are, and I was like, whoop, block. I put a whistle on it. I come late to the party, still put a whistle on it. Players go to the ground, know how they got to the ground. If I stop short of contact, you're like, boosh, and you flop. Telltale sign of somebody flopping is them making a loud grunting noise and making a spectacle. So just remember that.
I had a dude flop it. I mean, he flopped, I caught a block, and went back, came back, and he did it again. I said, I don't think score. I give it to you again.
So, all right, so preface this start right here. There is 0.3 on the clock. 0.3 on the clock. What do you think can happen with 0.3?
Not a lot. Nothing.
Tip. You cannot have a set shot on this. 0.4 for a shot. So I'm going to show you this play and I'm going to show you what happens. It's going to happen right here.
All right then.
He just ate him.
He just ate him.
He did. Watch him. It's just like.
So, in the back of my mind, I know there's 0.3 on the clock. Yes, the kid ate him, as you would say. This is the end of the second. Now, I know as soon as the ball touched, time's expiring.
Yeah.
If time is expired, can I have a foul that's not a shooting foul after the horn goes off?
I mean,
Inbound. Call it.
You cannot have a common foul.
Technical, right?
You can have a technical or an intentional. So if it's intentional, it's going to be technical. Now, I thought, hey, he touched it. I'm not going to have anything here because I don't want to go put this kid on the line at the other end. I don't get paid to do that because the time is now already expired, so I'm on my time. That's not why I didn't do that. But I know that the clock's going to expire. Absolutely right. If there's 5 seconds, that's a foul. And we're going to go shoot at the other end. 0.3, it's touched. Time is expired. The one thing I want to show you here, this man right here is about 77 years old. He's not moving very quickly today. I know, this player landed on top of this player, so what's this player going to be mad? He's going to be mad, right?
He's going to go right after number 30.
My boy right here, I like this guy. He's actually a good player, good head on his shoulders. He starts clapping, and he's like, yo, bro, knock that shit off. That's what he said. He goes, stop. Because I was going to hit this kid with a technical. Because he was like slapping his hand. This was not one of the idiots from last night, I can tell you that right now. But he stopped him from doing anything stupid. When I said go get a teammate, my man right here is the one I'm going every time to stop something stupid. So remember that. Use the people on the floor. Know your situation. I knew when those kids went to the ground and the time had expired, I'm like, nothing good can happen here. I didn't have a foul. I know he didn't have a foul. He's not just picking up the ball. He's not even looking at these guys. What's not going to commit a foul? What's not going to commit a foul? The ball, right? You don't get paid to run chase after the ball. I say it in soccer. I say it in flag football. I say it in basketball. You don't get paid to chase after the ball. Ball goes out of bounds. Boop. White. Hey, go get the ball for me. You got to run another 2 games yet tonight. I don't want you to run an extra 25 steps every time to go get the ball. Call timeout. Yeah, go get the ball. But ball goes away. Hey, I need to get the ball. You know what happens while they were trying to chase the ball? Clock's running. Clock's moving. You're not exerting energy. Let them go get it. They want to play bad enough, they'll run, go get it. No, don't be a butthole and it's like right here and like, hey, I need the ball. Pick that ball up. If they toss it to you and you miss it, then you go chase it. But if they toss it and he goes way over there and you're right there, then you don't need to go chase it. So talked about steps in handling conflict. We're going to be out of here in just a couple minutes. Please remember these. My partner and I talked all the way down to Shiloh last night about people that in our association that could or could not handle conflict. And we were happy that we were with each other, in our third in this case, because we knew as soon as something stupid happened, we knew why it was going to happen. So the kid clapping another kid's face, we stopped it. Kid got a rebound, we called the offensive foul, and the kid turns around and goes like this, and the other kid retaliates. We didn't call one single technical last night because we were able to step in and talk to him. Or look at the coach and say, this idiot needs to come out. Yeah, that happened. He needs to come out. Coach asked why, we should take him out, he'll explain. We did a lot of this, and we did a lot of this last night. If you do a lot of this, it'll save you from this and this. I put this up there. Captain's meetings really don't. If you got to go to a captain's meeting, you might as well go to this. But if you have the ability to get a captain's meeting early, do it. So just remember that. How many of you who gave out a technical last night? Anybody gave out a technical? What'd he do? What'd they do?
They dunked it.
Dunked it twice.
Hey.
I fully expect you now, on any other technical, to be able to give out a technical without hesitation, right? No, why not?
Because dunking the ball and like actually the altercation is different.
It's true. If you give out one of these a night, or one every other night, it's about normal in intramural sports. Don't give out too many of these, because then my job gets tougher. This is fine, this is a little worse. Use this as your advantage. I was working a game Saturday. It was a JV boys, varsity boys doubleheader. The little crap head from the JV team goes, "Go, call the foul, ref." I was like, "Not today." Bam, I called it on him. Called a technical foul. He looked at me and he went, I was like, "You little crap head, I am not dealing with that today." His coach goes, "What did he say?" I told him what he said. He goes, "I'll take care of it." That kind of stuff takes care of itself. Just like you'd be like, "Not today." With a whistle in your mouth, give him a technical foul. Don't let them run over you. I would probably let that go in a varsity game or an intramural sports game. JV game, kids got to be taught a lesson. So, know what the players... What'd you say?
I said you're semi-pro. You're not pro yet.
Yep. Yeah, you haven't made it up there yet. Know what the player's upset about and know why they're coming at you. Like I said, see the whole play. See why they got to where they are. If these two guys have been pushing and fighting the entire time, I'm going to go take care of business. Questions?
I hate those calls. I hate Teddy Valentine.
Right?
Regardless of your views to anybody who's on the floor today or in this game. All right, so we all know that this happened. Now, who do you think should have that call?
Center right here.
Center.
Our center across the board.
What do you think he's looking at?
He's counting.
He's looking at the ball. He's got the ball, and he's probably got this right here. It looks like he's looking back here. His best view is right here. Because, as you said, Ted Valentine is right here, looking through this play. So this is a tough play throughout. So he gets held. We know that he gets held. Ball goes, and the ball goes out of bounds. I don't remember how much time was there. This is towards the end of the game.
There was like 30 seconds.
Yeah, there wasn't much time left in this one. What I don't want you to do, captain, 4-year starter, right? So he's a player at UNC that has played a long time. I don't want you to do this to people. I'm good. Hey, not going to talk about it. I am not good with that. Now, a lot of you know who this official is. If you don't, that's fine. You can Google him. You can find out more about him. This isn't the first time he's done something like this. But if you're this official and you turn your back on somebody, like, I ain't talking to you. This is where the public warning quiet word comes into play. No, we're not going to do that. Because he's going to say, "Did you see me get held?" He has a legitimate argument. He got held, did he not? So, listen to him. Now this is tough because that's tough to come back from. A turnover with 20-some seconds to go. Face the player. Have the guts to have a conversation. Because if he escalates, what can he do? Punch him? Punch somebody and say, "Hey, bam!" No, it's a good way to get yourself fired and have a lawsuit. I'm not going to protect you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm confused.
What can the official do if this person gets excited? Technical foul. Well, that's why I said don't turn your back. Because if you keep yourself facing forward, technical foul right here. Obviously, you can do it a little bit further away. Or you can say, "No, we're not going to do that," and you walk away this way. But turning your back leaves him nowhere to go. If he'd walked this way, he'd have been fine because he's getting away from the situation. But I want to show that so you can see, I don't want that in our game. He gets paid a lot more money than you'll ever make in a year here. So let him do what he wants to do. All right.